Hey everyone, Maria here, getting you out the door today with some encouraging words. We are not saints. Ain't that the truth? Okay. No one has ever been called a saint. Far from it. Our lives were a mess. Our lives are now far from perfection. The point of our journey and this life is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. We are not saints. Yeah, ain't that the truth? So I feel like somebody, maybe you, are being held back based on something from your past, or you're afraid of judgment. Well, speaking from my own truth, my past is what has helped me get to the space I'm in today. Made a lot of mistakes, but from mistakes come, hopefully, wisdom. Wisdom and knowledge are quite different. So knowledge is knowledge, but wisdom is having applied that knowledge and using it for the betterment of self or others. But you've recognized, if I walk down that street and I fall into a hole, I'm going to sit there and hopefully somebody will get me out. Once I get out, I'm going to learn at some point to either avoid the hole or possibly even avoid the street. So maybe you have been through some cycles and you're sitting in reflection and you're taking this on the chin, these epiphanies, these stories you're getting, messages, downloads. But I feel like it's your introspection may be a bit negative on self, like you're taking too deep of an inventory on the areas that you need to focus on. Like you're super critical, I guess, is the message I'm getting. Super critical over your past, when the past might be your biggest asset for your future. You can help others go through what you're going through. I received 4 oracle cards that I feel are I'm being called to you. First is physical pain. That's very similar to a 3 of Swords. So you might be experiencing some physical pain, back pain, joint pain, neck pain. You may not be sleeping really well. I feel because of this, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to read how I read. This is how I read. But the physical pain with the reproach with the snakes, right? 2 things come to mind. One, gonna keep it real. Somebody may, you may have recognized as somebody, or you're finding this to be too coincidental, your physical pain, and you may have reproached somebody based on your physical pain. So for the one reader or the one viewer that maybe has experienced an epiphany regarding some negative black magic or forces working against you, I feel very voodoo doll kind of crap, specifically trying to harm you for whatever reason, like you're a threat to somebody. That's for one person, I swear. But several of you might also be coming out of a space of physical pain from this. And again, I feel, again, I don't know who I'm reading for, but if you came across some intelligence where you recognized the physical pain, the challenges that you've incurred or you're going through, it could be migraines, it could be neck pain, joint pain, that sort of thing. You might also be carrying the key to the solution, believe it or not, because I have abundance and happiness. I feel like you're leaving one thing for another because something has tried to stop or block your blessings. They don't want you to grow. They don't want you to... Okay, I'm just going to tell you the stories that are coming through my head. Let's say I live in Colorado, and out here we have quite a bit of marijuana. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. THC. Can I say that? So this might be a CBD, something to that effect, solution that's going to bring in abundance and happiness. That's, again, for maybe one person. But I feel like you have a solution, but you're held up talking about something to somebody or the world because of your past. Or somebody might be coming towards you in physical pain. This is for the rest of you all. Your withdrawal of this from this relationship is creating physical pain for somebody else, and they might be reproaching you. They might have had struggles with addiction. They might have had or currently going through a transformation. I feel they see you as abundance and happiness, but I also feel like you're not sure. I have 1111 on the, oh my God. So this is a twin flame. This is somebody who's going through the bottom, and you're exhibiting what they think is the best of the best. But it's effective communication is the key to strong and loving relationships. The angels remind you to express your feelings openly and honestly. So somebody's going to come forward. Can't even begin to tell you. For the rest of us, you might have had somebody that you reproached, okay? That you got in their business and talked to them at a soul level because you know who this person is to you. It's called a boundary. But I do feel like this person's going through withdrawal of some form. Maybe they are going through experiencing some form of withdrawal. But I feel you two haven't spoken in a while. There's a distance, there's a barrier. But there's a sense of I'm not good enough, or my past is really sketchy. I don't think you care. I'll be straight. I don't think this is, I'm just going to read like I'm feeling. You care enough about this person because you're not a saint either. And I don't feel like you sat in judgment over the person based on their history, but their energy towards you in the current state. They see their abundance and happiness tied to you. And your prayer is titled Self-Criticism. Can't make this up. Man, when Spirit's on, they're on. We, your angels, ask you to please be more compassionate towards yourself. Observe the times when you've had critical thoughts about you. Make an effort to replace these negative thoughts with positive, loving ones. You are a wondrous being of light. Even if at times you think you're less than perfect, remember that God and divine protection exist in all things. Can't make it up. So your tribe is showing up for you today to claim it. So the first feeling I had was, well, other than that weird one with somebody's trying to put black magic around somebody else, creating physical pain, possible ending a situation or person. They might disclose that to you. But I do feel like somebody else is physically going through withdrawal due to your withdrawal, your absence, your boundary. Communication is going to come in, or at least they're trying to get your person to get off the cross. Okay, so we all are not saints, right? So there isn't one of us that are perfect. So I can't really sit in judgment from somebody else's messages, challenges, choices. I can't, because I'm not God. I don't know if that decision, choice, situation, path that they're currently on is part of who they are to become from the lesson they learned. I'm not going to sit in judgment. 4 of Cups, Page of Swords, Empress, 2 of Wands. Somebody's trying to sit in a decision to come and talk to you. Heavy on the Cancer, heavy on the Earth sign, heavy on could be Capricorn. This is a new idea, new concept. Somebody wants to come forward and have a conversation. I feel more like start off as friends, see where it goes. Vibe. I'm being called to shuffle. Hold on. 2 more, please. Messages for this. So it's almost like if I were sitting in a fishbowl, and my world is the fishbowl, and the person that I'm admiring is outside the fishbowl. Somehow they got out of the matrix. And it bothers this person because all the things in the fishbowl are about the fishbowl. What do you drive? What do you eat? Where do you shop? What do you look like? What are your pastimes? What are your hobbies? And you may not fit in the fishbowl anymore. You got out. That's intriguing and mysterious, but it's also scary because they have to leave the fishbowl and they may not know there's life after the fishbowl. But they do see themselves as wanting to try, but this criticism of self-abuse is coming forward. 2 of Cups to the 4 of Pentacles. So somebody held back conservatively towards you. You might be holding back and being conservative. Somebody here is working on controlling this relationship. So there might be a third party trying to manage this relationship. But I also feel somebody's kind of like on the down low, trying to manage and escape. I got holding on to Pentacles, securing funding. Thank you. And they recognize this Emperor. Now I have an Emperor to an Empress to the 4 of Pentacles to the 2 of Cups. Somebody didn't give you, they held back with energy, with love, with words. Tell me more about the spread. They're looking back now, 7 of Pentacles. And in their looking back, they're looking forward. They're seeing who they want to invest in. This person does or is closing out, I think, 4 more options. Yep, 8 of Cups. Due to disappointment, feeling abandoned, effery, trickery, other third parties. They're leaving behind this lifestyle, this fighting, this frustration. This is also an internal... lots of competition and rivalry. They're walking away. It could be a job, like I said in a different read just yesterday, but it feels fighting for what somebody wants. Temperance, trying to find balance. Somebody's giving up something for their happiness and security. Somebody's walking away from something. It's spiritual in nature. So this is somebody who's trying to find balance and the meaning of life, let's say. What's the meaning to all this kind of vibe? Purpose, right? They know intuitively, I believe, you're tied to that. Whoever that is to you. They want to have a celebration. 7 of Swords. All these cards out to get the 7 of Swords. But in order to do that, fell onto the 7 of Pentacles. They have to claim and discuss all the concerns they have looking back at the faults, flaws. Yeah, so they can close the cycle out. This is third parties. This could be, drugs, alcohol, that sort of thing. But it's in order to find wholeness. This is somebody who wants to feel whole and not half measure. But I feel like there was criticism, self-criticism based on something you said, or they're just taking their inventory. I got dogs barking outside. I don't think I have any dogs around my house, so take that as possible incoming text. If you do get a text while I'm doing this video, let me know. The Hierophant and the 7 of Wands to the 6 of Cups to the Temperance is somebody is now looking at you as somebody they want to invest in and commit to. The Hierophant may not mean marriage, but it definitely means integrity, It's society and its rules. It's getting out of the fish bowl. It's not seeking approval through conformity. How's that? It's not seeking approval or validation. I don't know if you can all hear the dogs. There's like 9 of them out there. So you might be getting arguments or having arguments, family, friends, close friends, people around you, based on wanting to get out of the fishbowl. You might be in a secure situation financially with a job or with a person that leaving would create discomfort. And I keep hearing that in my head. So I keep hearing leaving would create discomfort. So you're holding on to something, or whoever your person is holding on to a situation that brings them stability, perceived stability, unhappiness for sure. Meh, cold oatmeal. But it's a means to an end. So if somebody's hanging into a long-term relationship that's been dead a long time, they're finally coming to the realization, I only have X amount of time left on this earth. How did I want to spend it? And they're risking it all, I feel, to change, for change. And that's the irony is, you know, people were saying, you know, tell me about your transformation, tell me about your awakening. And I'm like, a lot of pain, a lot of pain. Pain is a great motivator for change. You gotta want something different and do something different to get something different. It doesn't come to me without, you know, even in the Bible, it says knock and the door will open. I have to take the first step and knock, seek, call, move, manifestation. Lots and lots and lots coming off that card. So somebody wants to come forward and be creative, take action. Somebody's manifesting a brand new cycle. I just had this in yesterday's reading. So this is creativity, willpower, discipline. So it's like flipping of a switch, or it's not just a flip of a switch, but it's more of a change of tide. So the past season, who I'm reading for, was a different tide. It was a completely different energy. The new energy is somebody walking into their abundance, manifesting wealth and happiness, equal give and take relationship, loving, kind, generous, whatever you're manifesting. If you're already in a relationship, you're manifesting more of this with your partner. But this feels like somebody's single. This feels like somebody claiming to be single. How's that? Claiming to be single. So I don't care if they're married or not. It's their heart. Their heart wants to be free of the fishbowl. Living with, I get up, I do the same thing. I'm kiss my partner on the forehead or whatever on the way out the door. And then I'm meh. I'm just I'm hoping for the best, but not feeling I'm manifesting anything different. And that's changing immediately, like overnight. Somebody made a decision to go a different route. Dogs might be important to you or your person. This is somebody who's sitting in a space of creativity, skill, harnessing. It's like that to-do list is coming into fruition. So all the things that they listed on their manifestation sheet are coming to real life. Yeah, they want to put down the burdens of fighting and arguing. They're walking away. They might come forward to be successful and be spontaneous, but it feels generous. It feels successful with this approach. 10 of Wands. You might have ended this burden. You might have dropped this burden. Now I feel like they want to come back and revisit the burden itself and tell you more about the story. You might have already released this. Knight of Cups, yeah, twice. You got incoming messages. 6 of Pentacles, stuck to the 10 of Cups. They chose something that did not fulfill them, right? They did not fulfill them, and now they want to come back and discuss with you their 10 of Pentacles. But they lack self-confidence. Ace of Cups. I saw the Chariot in the reverse. They might be stuck or finishing up the project first, waiting on something. 8 of Swords, worried about you, worried about this situation, worried about the outcome. Yeah, I have the Queen of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune. They're afraid of approaching you due to reproach, due to you pulling the sword. I have the Knight of Swords with the Devil, with the 2 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Swords to the 8 of Cups. They're going to tell you that they were in a private relationship elsewhere. They chose financial abundance or security over you. They probably juggled you. That's kind of the vibe I get right here. And with the Devil and the Ten of Swords, they're going to tell you about this ending that occurred to this, this not healthy relationships, but they are walking away from it because it doesn't serve them. It could also be a job. There could be a move in their future. There's financial abundance for sure. Somebody's collecting their coins. I have the Empress now with the Two of Cups, walking away from possibly a sugar mama, sugar daddy to come forward for true love, because I feel like whatever that was, it wasn't, it was superficial and it just means to an ends kind of thing, but they're afraid of judgment. They don't want to fight. They also are receiving fear of being left behind as you move forward, but they're also fearing what other people will say. They might want to keep this conversation to yourself, just due to repercussions of the community. I don't know what that's about. Again, Five of Pentacles, somebody being left in the cold because you walked away. Somebody else might be worried. Yeah, Death card. They're walking away from somebody and defending what they want, or that's the vibe I get. Take it as it resonates. But that's the energy that's coming out with the Hierophant again, with the Temperance. Somebody's balancing something. It feels very much like everything. I'm balancing everything. Whatever was out of alignment, out of balance, is I'm now putting back into alignment, or I'm finding balance where I've never had balance. Maybe they've always been a heavy drinker, heavy sugar eater. I don't know, like you get it. But somebody's trying to find balance in this situation. I think they were an overgiver, overcommitted, taking care of other people's kids, other people's responsibilities, mom, dad, siblings. This carries a lot of weight. Believe it or not, this carries like a mountain of heaviness that it wasn't this person, your person, responsibility to carry. And I feel like the truth is, you know, whatever is done in the dark comes to light. It's out, because I think of something somebody saw. I just saw like somebody's name in a jar with a lid on it, trying to capitate you, you know, growth, like keep you stuck. That's somebody. It's on like a windowsill or something on a shelf, whatever. But I feel like somebody's disclosing some of this stuff, and they're just very self-critical, and they're going to come forward and talk to you about it. If you like this vibe and would like to have more messages like this, please consider subscribing. It costs you nothing, takes less than a second. Click on it, helps us readers grow our footprint and make an imprint here on the bigger realm of the universe. Second thing, if you want to learn some tarot, please join us on Saturday for school edition. Link is in the description box below. If you want a personal reading, again, those are available as well. My calendar's up to date. They're pretty nominal, but you can get a pretty decent read. So love and light to each and every one of you. Until next time, take care.